So every time I go into these communities, I didn't know what to tell them. So it's just a high five, and like they loved it so much. I have literally probably like 80 kids around me just wanting to high five me.
There's pictures and YouTube videos of this.
Yes.
Why don't you tell people where they can see that?
You can go see that on my YouTube page at. Man, I don't know.
For instance, if someone wants to subscribe to my YouTube channel, they would just search in YouTube J. Iannuzzi or Park City Productions 06604, and then they can subscribe there. For you, it appears that the easiest way to do this is to put in Sax, S-A-X, DMA, and then that'll bring you right to this. And I'm looking right here, letter of appreciation. What is that?
It's a Mirosol Petropis. Mirosol was my partner out there, my main interpreter. She was instrumental in making everything happen for the next segment that I was going to tell you about, which was this creation of the Hood program. Now, Fight Hunger with Hunger, they already had, remember our demographic that we're trying to hit is children ages 2 to 6, right? Now, they were taking care of these children in this particular community, ages 5 and 6, at their grade school. Also donations up until this point went to bringing food to this school, where the school would cook food and feed these children every day. Because the school, they were on site in one area. They feed them every day, going on a third consecutive year now. But then whenever I was out there, I was like, well, listen, what are we going to do about the kids 2, 3, and 4? And that's whenever I came up with an idea for the Hood program. So what I had to do was the magistrate in these areas, they don't call him the magistrate over there. They call him the Barangay Captain, right? And so we had to get in front of the Barangay Captain and explain the case, explain to him what we wanted to do, and that they have taken a census on everybody in their community. So we knew that they had a list of children who were suffering from malnutrition and severe malnutrition. So I asked him, "Can you please give me a list of the children that suffer from severe malnutrition?" And it's not their top priority, but they put their. It took a while. It took a while to get this list from them, and I had a lot of volunteers over there to help us. Because even though the Barangay Captain speaks English, you don't want anything misinterpreted.
And let's face it, you're not Filipino.
Not Filipino, and that's a big problem. And if they don't see a Filipino involved, they're not going to take you seriously. They see this white American coming over here trying to flex and trying to we're going to do that. They're not interested. They're not trying to feed your ego, because a lot of people, they come off in that fashion and stuff like that. So Mirosol was one of the most vital volunteers that we had, and it was weeks. It was day after day, just going and talking to the captain until we finally got this list. And actually, on that YouTube channel, you can see there's a 5-part video series that I created on the creation of the Hood program, from the brief explanation of it, the donation page, to getting the list. And actually, the next part, which was very, very interesting, was going into these communities, into the slum, to find 5 children. It's like finding 5 needles in a haystack. Because you see the outside of these communities, and the first community that we hit was Cosmic Compound, which is where the little girl Akeisha was from, that started this whole
Who
thing.
didn't make it.
Yeah. Right on. And the second was the St. Louis Compound. So if you go, you can see us. There's one entrance to these to these slum areas. You just don't realize how large they are whenever you get in there. And so what we had to do, we had to employ the services Ate Nene. Ate is the respectful term for ma'am. So Ate Nene was the mother leader for the St. Louis compound. She was the mother leader of 286 children. So she kind of had the best idea where we might be able to find these people. So myself, Ate Nene, and Mirosol, we went into the St. Louis compound, and it took us 3.5 hours to find 5 children. There's no street signs. There's no markings. There's no way. It's going door to door. Do you know where da-da-da is? Oh, over here? Okay, go here. We go to the Sorry store. That's like the closest, maybe like a bodega in New York City, Do you know where this person is? And you can see us in the videos going door to door until we find these children, And then it's like, listen, we got your list off of a Barangay Captain. We understand your children are suffering from malnutrition. We want to enter you into our Hood program, which is going to feed your child every day to bring them out of malnutrition.
So again, it's YouTube, Sax DMA. Subscribe, watch these videos. You can get a visual of what you're hearing now from our friend Sax. And I guess before I let you go, what would be an attainable, what's a realistic goal that you will say this was worth it all in the next, I don't know, year or two? And I understand that this is a much grander vision. I mean, we're looking way farther into the future, but it just in the near term, what is a realistic goal, and how can our listeners help?
Bringing any of these children out of the disease that is malnutrition is just the most incredible, most beautiful thing I think in the world. You know, and it's just like require a minimal donation because the dollar is so strong over there. It goes so far. It's a, you know, and you can feed. I don't offhand know the statistics, but I think for like $20 you can feed a kid for like 3 weeks every day. You know, it's just ridiculous, and that would be a dream come true right there. To see these children, you know, to see these children, and for this program to expand into other areas, because you know we have this. It's called Talon Trace, as in number 3. You know, that's just where the headquarters is located. You know, and so what we would like to do is expand this into Talon 2, and then into 1, into other areas of Las Piñas, and then eventually Metro Manila. You know, so that's the goal. You know,
And once you succeed, I'm sure you seem like the kind of guy who's got a lot of irons in the fire. Are there other projects that you want to focus on?
well, now that I'm back over here in America, I'd like to spread as much awareness as possible for this program here. But at the same time, you know, I just can't like come away from something like that and go back to a regular job. You know, it really instills the motivation and the inspiration to help people, right? But over here, what I've done is I've created my own company. It's called Motivational Consultation, and we specialize in health and fitness. And what we do is I'm targeting, you know, business professionals. I get it. You know, you've spent the last 20, 30, 40 years dedicated to your career, you know, and you've made a little bit of money for your family, maybe for your future generations, but you just haven't neglected your health, you know. And it's starting to set in, you know. You're kind of worried that you might not have enough energy to play with your children, or maybe walk.
Sax, I got a 1-month-old, and I'm feeling a little doughy in the midsection, and it's scary.
Yes,
how fast you can undo, you know, whatever discipline you had been doing beforehand.
Absolutely.
So this is a very important service that you're looking to provide.
I mean, you know, it's people's lives. It's your life. I mean, you know, you can't not neglect your health, you know, and even though, you know, you have maybe possibly reversed the effects of all the health that you've done up until now, it's possible to get it back, you know. And, you know, for people, those who might be like, you know, just a little like uncomfortable, like trying to find a loved one, or just maybe they just want enough energy for their grandchildren, you know, what I do is I've curated a program. I will curate a workout regime for you. There's only one way to improve the quality of your life, and that's to do something like this, you know? And I know it's in the back of everybody's mind, you know, and it's just a matter of pulling the trigger, you know? But, you know, the thing is, you might not, you know, you think about working out and you're like, maybe weightlifting isn't for me. It doesn't matter. I've got facilities, a plethora of facilities, from like martial arts, one-on-one personal training, underwater cycle classes, surfing classes. There's so many ways to get in shape. I got I will, you know, you just get in touch with me. You fill out a questionnaire. We'll discuss, you know, your goals and your ambitions, your likes and your dislikes as far as food. And I'm going to curate a 3-month program for you, right? In addition to that, you know, if you want to get in shape, you can work out as much as you want. Diet is 70% of everything. I have 2 dietitians on deck. Both are successfve in their own right in weight losing.
I just gave you candy, Sax.
I can cheat, bro. I'm in the gym 6 days a week.
Shame on me, I guess. But no, I understand what you're saying.
We have 2 dietitians, and they're going to ask you. They're going to find out what you like, what cuisines you like, what foods don't you like, you know, and they're going to create a menu for you that you're going to like. You know, it's going to be healthy. And the biggest problem with this is the motivation. I'm also a licensed life coach, and what comes with the program as well is you're going to have me as a life coach for motivation. So every like 3 or 4 days, I'm going to keep you on track. I'm going to see how everything's working out for you. You know, I'm going to talk to you every day, or every 3 or 4 days, and remind you of why you started this. You know,
time goes so fast. I really appreciate you reminding listeners that start the day. Take care of yourself. You have the ability to take care of others. And that's kind of the circle of life, isn't it?
It sure is. It certainly is, John. Absolutely.
Anything you want to add before we let you go? And then we'll have you back for an update. And then also I want to introduce you to some people who are like-minded in that holistic way of living.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anybody that was interested in the motivational consultation course, you can reach out to me at my website. That's saxdma.com, saxdma.com. You know, sign up for a free consultation, and we'll see what we could do.
And if you're listening and watching on YouTube, just drop down in the comment box, and I'll have links to all of this and some pictures as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you.